I heard yesterday, or I read it. No, I heard it. That Trump said that they call him the president of Europe, which I thought was funny. I said 2 weeks ago or something that I think Europe could benefit from having some kind of a top person, like a president that is going on all these meetings and uh, like our figurehead over everybody. And if we look at it as with astrology, I mean, it kind of fits like a Leo moon would want to shine in some way, but that is not going to happen. I thought it would, a good name would be a president of European Union, and yeah, I thought it was fun that he said it. I also read that the Americans try to, I wouldn't say replace Zelensky in February or March after the meeting, but they kind of hinted towards maybe it's a good idea for some kind of a change. And I felt that in the beginning of this week that Zelensky's time is up. He There is not going to be any progress moving forward with him because he keeps going in the same direction as he did in the past. And it worked quite well in the past. It doesn't work any longer because what he's doing is making everybody distance themselves from him. And and I did do a reading on how the process would move or not if they actually change Zelensky. And I'm not meaning that in like a punishment way. I think he has done a great job. I think he is supposed to be like a war hero. Like he knows what to do on the battlefield. He's not a politician, and now we need a politician. And it will move forward. Whatever person that would fit into like the next phase, like have almost the exact opposite energy as Zelensky. Like keep your head down and do the work. Be calm, be present, be structured, and not easily manipulated. Not like know how to communicate, because communication is what's faulty here. It's yeah, it's hard to speak to each other. So I did do a reading on the, sorry for the pronunciation, Valerii, and the chief in command, and like he's some sort of a diplomat, I think, and people's first choice of kind of taking over. And he's actually a really good choice. So the Americans calling him in Mars wasn't that bad of an idea, to be completely honest. He should have answered. I know that he went to the president and kind of told, or president or someone in the administration, but they felt so humiliated that they said that he shouldn't call the Americans back. I think that was a mistake. We are all humiliated, to be honest. They are dealing with a war, but I've never been so embarrassed in my life over everybody's behavior. Like politics, I'm I'm used to like the gossip, the theatrics of the actresses and the singers, and those who can afford to be like out there and say a lot of like really weird stuff just for the attention of it. In politics is more like in more, how to say it, you can't use like ordinary talk. You can't, you have to say it in a different way, but it's still the same thing. It's like a, you have to decode, and that is because I don't know politics at all. That is why this is so fun, because I learn as I go. Like, okay, Sweden said this. What does it mean? Like, I hear them, but then this is going on. So, what is going on here? And my AI usually, yeah, no, they say like this because of probably they need this to look like that. But in the meantime, they do this. Okay, fine. So wasn't really prepared for this, I think. Like I knew that politics were a game, but not like this. But if they did change to Valerie, I'm sorry for the pronunciation, it would start to happen stuff. He's more calm, he is more diligent, he is more, like, I just see him like head down. He is looking at the paper in a meeting with Putin. Like, first thing, bam, 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 and then second and third and fourth. And he just goes through them. It's like, and he brings Putin back. Putin tries to, he's very chatty, he's very like curious. He is slightly manipulative, and Valerie is just very grounded. He is just, it's a different energy for sure from Zelensky, that I don't see. I've never seen Zelensky focused on a paper like I see Valerie, and it could be like what's needed to kind of break through, like Putin finally, it's like a blockage. With Zelensky, it's kind of blockage, like it's here but not further along. Do I think the Russians are stalling now when I'm speaking about this? Yes, I do. I think Putin, he is a difficult man. It feels like now when I'm feeling the difference between those Ukrainian men, Putin get away with something when it comes to Zelensky. And Zelensky probably subconsciously know this, so he doesn't really want to meet the president of Russia by himself. It's like he gets under his skin or he says something, and I don't think we would notice. I don't think, like, we watch it and we don't really see it or we don't really hear it. Something, and as long as Putin can do it, he, you will not break through it. Like, he knows that he can. I don't know what it is. Like, pat him on the head, or the feeling of, or is it just the feeling of, okay, you're scared of me, so we are not going to do this. Or he can be nice and can be charming, he can be like talkative, and he can, and it's not that he doesn't want peace or that he doesn't want to move forward. I think I said this before. I think he wants someone that matches him. I think he gets bored when he feel like people don't match his intelligence, don't match his ambitions, don't match his, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, but when you meet those people, you want to put them in jail. Everybody that kind of, he wants he wants to find people that match his energy, match his level of whatever he feels that he is. And when he does, they are being put into jail. That is why I would never go to Russia if I wasn't like the president of the European Union and it would be a national emergency if something happened to me. Because I would be put in jail for sure. And I wouldn't do good 25 years in Siberia. Like, yeah, no, that's not my thing. Just for speaking up or criticizing him or criticizing the war or uh, I think that is a problem between Zelensky and Putin. With Valerii it would be different. Valerii wouldn't budge. He would stay calm and just like look down at the paper. And he would, I think there's something about being calm here that is to his favor. He would actually get somewhere with Putin because Putin can't. I think it is what I'm saying. Just because the Russians try to manipulate, that doesn't mean that you can't do what you're supposed to do. And I'm saying this as simple as I can. The agenda or schedule or for the meeting with the Russian president should have made it. Just because even if you think that the meeting will not like happen, or you should have done it, you should have done all the work. Like this is, and if it's falter and if it's, you still did it. And I think that is kind of the lesson that Zelensky, I don't think he's capable of it. I think he wants to be out there and he wants to uh, to kind of be like a part of the war in some way. I did read, now I don't remember them, but there is 4 times in history where they have changed leadership so they can move forward with kind of peace negotiations. And it was someone that, and the lesson were sometimes the leader can be too attached to the war. And I think that Zelensky is connected to that. I think he is so attached to his own identity when it comes to this war that he doesn't move forward. Without it, he doesn't know who he is. Like he is, you know, it's all that kind of stuff. And you need to, and I'm not saying this because I want to be mean. He has done a tremendous job, and there is a lot of suffering and trauma. But they also need to acknowledge that people actually try extremely hard to end this, and not to end this in the way that they want to end this, which is escalation and dragging Europe into a war, which will be NATO and Russia, which will completely destroy everything. I did a video of what kind of powers we are actually speaking about here. It's that would probably be nuclear at some point. And I'm like, okay, Macron seemed to be feisty enough. Will he trigger the Russians? Well, then choose like down there, if any. Like if you continue with this, it's not my choice at all. But that is where we are headed if we keep going. Because it's at some point it is just, well, the hell with it. Like we are not going to get along here. We are not going to stop. We are not going to, like, so it is going to be NATO against Russia and probably China. They are gonna tag along because I've already said what their biggest wish is. And and I do see Russia as family, just not a predictable one or like a stable one. But I don't want that outcome. I don't want, and that is if they keep going where it's going to head, and it's going to be a self-proclaimed prophecy. Will talks. I think that Putin actually want to get out of this because, and I did feel it. Now it's gone, but kind of redemption, kind of seeing himself as. And I did share the Jack Sparrow thing the other day, and my YouTube thinks it kind of fits the Russian president, antisocial disorder, and there is a spectrum on it, and they are often villains, and they're often towards more the dark side of life, if you know what I mean, which fits him quite well. Like, and they don't usually, they change when a relationship is more important than, like with Jack Sparrow, he wants the black pearl, and that is what he wants. And what they're saying in the first movie, he doesn't change. He wants the black pearl in the beginning, and he wants the black pearl at the end. And they betray each other. He betrayed them, and they betray him, and they're fine with it. And then they kind of mash together again. And but as the movie franchise kind of progress, he starts to want the friendship, or he wants the relationship. He kind of learns that, and he goes back to a boat when he knows that they are sinking. He goes back, and then she is betraying him, like, you're going down with this ship. And he's kind of fine with it. Okay, I saw that coming. And he always excuses himself, like, I'm a pirate. Like, you should know this. You should know that I would it's me first. And I thought that was a clever way of describing the Russian president, because he is like that. Um, People want to say that he is, this like really out there theories. I would say that he is this. He is not like everybody else, but he he isn't as bad as people want to kind of, and you need to understand it. You need to, is it easy? No. I mean, if he wants the black pearl, he wants the black pearl, no matter what happens with his relationship. But when Elizabeth Swan speaks about like how it feels for like redemption, or like being seen in a certain way, he kind of feels it, like, okay, maybe that is what I want, and he goes for that instead. I think that the Russian president felt it when the Americans kind of pushed for it, the redemption and being seen as. And I actually do believe if Europe had taken it seriously, because all I've heard were like, he doesn't want peace. He is like, really didn't want it. But there is just something that Crimea, no EU, no NATO. If they had tried a tiny bit, like, because that dream of him standing there and being like the hero again, maybe it's actually the only option that we have for this to kind of move forward. Who knows? I think it's a good idea to change their president. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you switch, how long it will take to do a switch like that. I don't know if Zelensky needs to accept it himself, or if you actually can decide it for him, the best thing would for him to accept it himself. Like in the movie The Emperor's New Groove, when the emperor realizes that if I keep going, Europe is going to be nuked at some point because the Russians don't give a like, and Europe has done absolutely nothing to stop it because we are like screaming, we're panicking, our politicians, I don't know what they're doing. But we'll see what happens. I have a different. I wonder if I'm going to do a second video. This is already 20 minutes. I'm going to do a video of how the meeting with Trump and Zelensky are going to go. And yeah, that's an interesting one for sure. I think I'm going to do it and release it today. We'll see what I'm doing. I think like I think we need to give the Americans a tad bit more credit. I know we don't want to. I know that we we feel and we have a lot of opinions about it, about the American president. And is he Republican? I think so. Yeah, I think so. And he actually has done a pretty good job here. I know we are not supposed to like that the Americans and the Russians are friends. We're not supposed to like, but it actually were the Ukrainians and the EU people that blocked any kind of movement forward. I'm not saying that what Trump and Putin worked out together were a really good deal. I think we could do better. But no one actually took that because everybody thinks that Zelensky should do it. And what Zelensky wants to do is to bomb Moscow. He doesn't want to take on the work of negotiations. So, well, I'm done now.